Hey guys, so for this snack bite, we want to talk about uh, Carl not only going out after Siddiq, but also helping him on his little mission to free the souls of the dead, which ultimately resulted in him getting bitten.
Ooh.
Um, I gotta be honest and say I'm not pleased with those turn of events. It's not that it bothers me. It does bother me that Carl was bitten and it has to be put down, but how he was bitten also bothers me. Much like the demise of Shiva, I'm not pleased at how a few walkers become like this huge problem for someone who's seasoned, essentially. Also, it was just a dumb plan as Siddiq was pretty much useless. Like he's dehydrated, he's hungry, he's weak. This is not a good time to go on the expedition. Like the dead aren't going anywhere.
Oh.
Clearly, you can go free their souls later. So I'm mad about that.
Yeah, so I agree with I didn't like the physics of what happened in the scene where he actually got bit. We went through and we watched it again last night, and if you watch it again, it's when he falls down, he's like up against that log, and a couple walkers are kind of like on
No, 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 the
top of him.
deer. They're eating the deer. He falls in the deer.
Oh, it's a deer he's leaned up against? Oh, I thought it was a log. Well, it looks kind of like a log when it's
Hmm.
zoomed in. Whatever. But anyway, you can see in like one scene, like a walker kind of like goes down like this, and then it cuts away. I'm assuming that that's probably where it happened. And my problem with it is like this is a kid who's put guts all over himself and navigated his way through like hundreds of them and run from. I mean, just he's dealt with situations that are so much worse that it seems kind of unrealistic to me that he would be
That
able
this
to
is
be
what gets
taken.
him.
Yeah, I mean this doesn't seem like something that would have actually taken Carl out. I understand why he went back for Siddiq. I think it was mostly out of guilt. He's obviously, Carl's going through this whole thing where he's decided that he doesn't want to be super brutal anymore, and he's kind of turned off by this whole war. And he's kind of on a mission to get that point across to his dad. And so when he ran into Siddiq, who looks totally helpless, right? I mean, he's unarmed. He has like a tiny knife, like not even like a
Although
real
I would
knife.
have found his whole someone threw a microwave at me suspicious, but whatever.
Yeah,
I'm like, wait, what?
and the guy opened up to him right away, and then all of a sudden Rick shows up and like shoots the gun in the air and scares him off. And Carl just basically looks at him and is like, "Really? Was that necessary? Like the dude was obviously harmless." And Rick's like, "Well, it could have been one of them," which by the way I thought was like a really stupid thing for Rick to say. I mean, like, what savior is wandering around unarmed, like quoting the Quran? It's just so obvious it was not a savior, like at all, right? They don't travel alone.
Rick Grimes does not
That
have the time.
that was one of the dumbest things he's ever said. Like I love Rick, but come on, bro. That was just no.
He you know he
That
should
just
he should
made
have just
no
been honest and
sense.
said I don't have time to be bothered with stray people, which is true to Rick Grimes. Like we see this all the way back as far back as season
Oh my
3, where he
god.
stopped picking up strays and kind of
Right.
helping others, unless it was necessary. So
So anyway, Carl got pissed at him because he was like, "Dude, you're being kind of a dick here. Like that guy seemed like a good dude, and we need to get more good dudes in our group because we're about to go to war, right?" Valid.
no, not even more. Not because of the whole
Not
war
because of the
thing.
war, but just
Just
in
just
general.
helping
Yeah, the
people.
community. Like they need more people who don't know how to fight to like take care of other people when everybody who knows how to fight is out, right? So and I think that the fact that he scared him off like that, and the guy had told him, Sadiq had told him that he hadn't eaten for a couple of days. I think Carl was like, man, I can't let this dude just starve to death out there. I think that really got inside of his head, which is what motivated him to go back out. And then the thing that kind of sealed the deal was when Siddiq told him the thing about his mom, believing that it frees the souls of the walkers to kill them, and Carl's like, oh, I have mommy issues too, type of thing, and they kind of bonded over that. I was with them up until that point. I just don't understand why they decided to right then go and start freeing souls. It was a bad time for a soul mission. Like they needed to like go back to Alexandria, get him a shower, have him like get a good night's sleep, a couple good meals in him, right? So he's not like making dumb decisions when he's in combat. And the other thing is, I think that like Carl just way misjudged Siddiq's skill set, because when he asked him the three questions, Siddiq was like 257 or whatever, and Carl's like, wow, that's a lot. And I think he thought like, oh, he's really good at killing walkers. I can trust him in
No.
combat, which was a misjudgment, because I think he's only killed ones that are in traps, right?
Yeah.
He's not been in a situation like Carl where like they're coming at him and he's like blocking them and killing them in the moment. That's not how Siddiq killed his walkers. He's killing ones that are like defenseless already. And
He needed like a Michonne with him there to like get like swipe three dead at once,
exactly,
swipe, and
exactly.
it just that whole scene it made me not like Siddiq.
It was clear. Yeah,
I don't care for him.
it, I still
I blame him. I don't.
I'm still okay with him, because to his credit, he did yell at Carl that he didn't have to do this and encouraged him to not. And Carl
I
made the
don't care.
choice. It was Carl's choice to go down there into that like little area and get
I
involved.
just hope Siddiq says that crap again and someone punches him in the face. We have to free this. Like
This is not the time.
exactly.
Yeah, so I mean, it was obvious once they actually started combating the walkers that Siddiq was not
Useless.
yeah, he did not have the same skill set as Carl, or the skill set that Carl expected him to have, and that's really what did them in. So, it was just I can understand the logic of how it got up to that point. Carl probably was like, whatever, three walkers. This dude's killed a ton. I've
Yeah, but
killed
then
a
another four
ton. It's
came,
fine.
came from around
But
the
even that's like
corner.
nothing though. Like for somebody like Carl, I
Yeah,
mean,
but
come on.
it just like someone should have been watching, like should have been lookout. Like okay,
Yeah,
you kill these three real quick, and then I'll keep an eye out.
yeah, I agree. So I don't know. It was a disappointing, I guess, way for him to go. But I also think that there's a bigger purpose for it, which we haven't really seen so far. There's a reason for all of that happening, and I think Siddiq is going to be a big part in Rick's transformation that ensues because of Carl's death. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens with that. Anything else?
No.
If you guys like our content, make sure to subscribe right here. Also follow us on Instagram at RLRashone, and check out the brand new blog, thelivingrashone.com.
There's fanfic too.
And lots of other good stuff. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll talk to you next time. Bye.